Hello everybody and welcome to your art class. It's me, your art teacher, Mr. Mingoni. And today we're going to be making a really cool kind of winter scene. We're going to make a winter drawing because, you know what? Winter time is coming. Fall is just about over and it's time for winter. And I'm sure a lot of us are learning about all the different things that happen in winter, the different things that we see in winter, and you're probably experiencing some of that stuff yourself at home. So we're going to make some art that involves lots of different things that happen in winter. And you're going to get to put in your own ideas of, well, what happens around my house in the winter? Okay, so we're making a winter drawing or painting or whatever you have at home. You know, you don't have to have nice fancy paper or paints or anything. Any paper that you have or any pencils or anything that you have at your house is just fine for this lesson. So just use whatever you got. So first thing we're going to do, which is really exciting, we're going to look at a video of somebody making a winter painting, because I love to share art videos with you, and it gives us something called inspiration. Okay, inspiration means you see something really cool and you go, oh man, now I want to go and make something like that, right? So here we go. Now this video, they made this video faster. He's not actually painting this fast. They sped up the video. And what I want you to think about when you watch this is think about the colors that he's using. Because we think about snow and we think, well, snow is just white. But I want you to think about, you know, what other colors do you see that he's using in the snow? What colors do you see on the house there? Looks like he's added a person and a dog walking and little footsteps behind them, because when you walk in the snow you can see your footprints. The trees. Do the trees have leaves on them? No, it doesn't look like they do. All the leaves have fallen off, and the trees just have those beautiful branches. And artists love to draw and paint trees with just their bare branches. And he's drawing some snow falling from the sky. Lots of details. Even though it looks finished, this artist is saying, well, what else can I add? This is the point where you think about what else you can add to it. And they sign their name, and even then, still thinking, well, there's a few other things I want to add. So, what a beautiful painting, right? So, if we look, you can see a little better from this view. Hang on, sorry. If we look here, think about what colors is this artist using in the snow. So the snow is mostly white, but we have some gray and also some blue. If you look really closely at these shadows, there's a little bit of light blue. Not a lot, it's mostly all white, but some parts where there's some shadows, it's a light blue. So that's a good trick that we can learn from looking at other artists, is that we can color our snow a little bit with a little bit of light blue. So we're gonna try that out today. If you have some light blue. If you don't have some, that's okay too. You just use whatever you have. Even if you just have a pencil or pen, you can do it just fine. Alright, so I'm going to aim my camera down so that we can see my drawing area here. And just let me get this all set up for you. We gotta do this. There we go. And make it a little closer there. Okay, so I've got some paper here, what I'm going to be using today. I've got some markers here, and I've got some crayons here. So I'm just using markers and crayons, nothing too fancy here. And the idea is we're going to make a winter scene. And I like to do my art lessons where, you know, you can do it like mine, or you can do it your own way. That is totally up to you how you want to do that. So I'm going to make my house, or where I live. You can make where you live if you want to, but you don't have to. You could make your school, you could make a forest, you could make a sledding hill. Think about somewhere that you like to go in the winter, or that would be a fun place to go in the winter. I'm gonna make my house. And I'm starting with just a blue crayon here. And when I make a house, I like to use shapes. So I'll start with a rectangle shape. But it doesn't have to just be a rectangle with the triangle on top. I know that's how a lot of us make houses. We can do some other shapes too. Maybe there's a part that goes up like this too. And then maybe the roof goes up this way. That's fun. It doesn't look exactly like my house, but that's okay. I'm having a little fun with it and being a little more creative. I'm gonna add my front door. A little door here. And what you can do is you can draw along with me, or you can just watch the video and draw after the video, or after I'm done drawing. That's up to you. Okay, and I'm gonna add some windows on my house. The windows are closed. And in the winter time, when it's really cold, sometimes you can see a little frost on the windows. So I'm going to draw just kind of around the edges of the windows. You can see a little bit of frost. You see that? Yeah, that's because the windows get really cold, and a little bit of water and moisture in the air freezes and sticks onto the windows. Okay. And then this can be my garage. And everything I'm adding in this picture, I'm thinking about what it's like in the winter. So I have my car in the garage, and guess what? There's some snow on the car. And you know what we're doing out on the driveway? I'm going to draw a driveway coming out. In the winter time, it snows a lot, and the snow gets on the driveway, and we have to shovel the driveway. So I'm going to draw me in my funny pointy winter hat and my scarf, so you can just see my eyes. And I'm going to be shoveling some snow. So I'm drawing a little person down here. And when I draw a person, I just use shapes. Like the arms are shapes, the body, like here, the body is a shape. The legs are shapes. You see how simple that is if we just use shapes to make people. And I'm drawing like the handle of the shovel as a shape, and the bottom of the shovel is a shape. You see how simple that is? So whether you're drawing somebody sledding or whatever you do in the winter time, just think about how you can do it using shapes. So I'm going to draw, here's the path that I've shoveled out, but the rest is still snowy, so I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm shoveling the snow into a big pile right there. Okay? I'll add some more details onto my house. Sometimes houses have a little window like this. Some people live in apartments. You could draw your apartment building. You could draw anything, wherever you live. Everyone has different places that they live in, and they're all cool in their own way. Okay. There's me shoveling some snow, and I'm going to think, what else happens around winter time? Let's see. Well, over here, what we like to do in my family is we like to build a snowman, or a snow woman, or a snow kid, or a snow whatever. We like to build snow people. So over here, I'm going to draw my son, Leo, and here's I'm starting with the hat for some reason. That's how I'm doing these. Draw his little hat and his cute little rosy face. And he is in a fluffy winter coat, because he's got to be warm, and he's going to be buried in the snow. His legs are in the snow, so you can't see his legs. And here he is putting on something to the snowman. So when we build a snowman, we roll up a big snowball, and you roll it through, and it leaves a trail from the snow that you rolled up. And then we roll up a second one, put it up on top. And then we get a third one that's a little smaller. We have a big one, a medium one, and a small one. And what he's doing is he's putting on a nose. You know what we use for a nose for a snowman? A carrot. You don't have to use a carrot. In fact, part of the fun of making a snow person is just finding anything. Maybe use sticks. Maybe use a rock. Whatever works for you. Sometimes we like to give our snowman a funny little hat too. And just so you know, I don't expect you to be drawing this exact thing that I'm drawing, okay? You don't have to copy every little thing. I'm just giving you an idea. I'm just showing you how I would do this picture. But you do it your way. All it has to be is a winter drawing, a winter scene showing people doing different things in the winter. And you can do the way I'm doing if you want to, but I'm just letting you know it does not have to look like mine. I don't expect you to be following along every step here. I'm just showing you the way I like to do it, and you can figure out how you like to do it. Because that's what art is all about, is being creative, coming up with new ideas. I'm going to add a tree. Now when I draw a tree, I like to make it wider on the bottom, and then it gets thinner as it goes to the top. And we can even draw some roots on the bottom. Now, do trees have leaves in the winter? Actually, the leaves have all fallen off. So, I'm actually going to just add some branches. So you can just see the branches of the tree. I really do like the way trees look with just their branches. You see the beautiful lines and the geometry against the sky. It's so beautiful. So here I'm just drawing the branches coming out. No leaves, no fluffy top on the tree. Just like that. That's my winter tree. Oh, you know what I forgot? You know what some people put up in the winter time? It's kind of funny. We put lights on outside of our house. Some people put colored lights outside of their house in the winter time to celebrate the holidays. That's what I like to do. Some people don't do that, and that's just fine too. It's kind of a funny thing that we do. So I'm going to draw those lights, and later I'm going to color them all different colors. What else is happening in the winter time? Well, there's snow plows. Maybe I'll draw the road here, and I'll have a big snow plow coming by. I don't really know how to draw a snow plow, but I'm going to do my best. Just kind of make like a big truck here. You know, it's just shapes. I drew the shape for the front of the plow. Now I'm drawing a shape for the car. And here's a window. And big wheels that have shapes, right? It's a circle wheel. Okay, that's my snow plow. And I'll have a guy in there who's driving. He'll be wearing sunglasses. He's driving the snow plow. And he's giving me a thumbs up out the window, like, you're doing good, buddy. And of course, here's the street, okay? And you can see the snow plow is blowing the snow out of the way of the street. Hopefully he doesn't blow it onto my driveway after I just finished shoveling. Sometimes that happens. Oh, and we'll draw little footsteps in the snow. See, Leo is over here building his snowman, and you can see his footsteps where he's been running all around the yard. You can just tell how much fun he's been having because you can see little footprints in the snow from when he's been running around. And you know what we do sometimes? Sometimes when we have all our winter clothes on, we lay down on our back in the snow and move our arms up and down to make a little snow person that looks like this. Have you ever seen that? So, and then we'll put some footsteps to show like, hey, maybe Leo ran over there and made a little snow person in the snow. That's fun. Okay. What else happens in the winter time? Well, I could put a hill back here and show, what are these people doing? This is a kid who's sitting on something and going really fast down the hill. What is that? Oh, they're sledding. Sledding is so fun. I love to go sledding. You get your sled, you go up to the top of the hill, and you just go flying down. Drawing some lines on the road here. And yes, there's lots of snow on the road. You see these big piles of snow on the road. It's hard for the cars to drive on the road when there's all the snow, so we have to have the snow plows come. You know what else the snow plows do? I'll draw this little thing here, which is dropping some. You know what the snow plows drop down on the road? They drop salt onto the road. Isn't that funny? Yeah, salt, just like we have on our food. They put it on the road. Hang on, sorry, my camera's being a little funny. They put the salt down on the road, and the salt actually helps melt the ice. Isn't that interesting? So, we talked about how the trees lose their leaves, and that they don't have any leaves in the wintertime. But there's one kind of tree that doesn't lose its green, and that is evergreens. And there's lots of different types of evergreens, but there's like pine trees. Some people call them Christmas trees, right? They're these kinds of trees that look like a big triangle. And instead of leaves, they have little needles. And they don't fall off. They stay green all winter long. So that's it's a good idea to put some of those evergreens into your picture, because then you can add some green and some color, right? It's always a good idea to think, how can I add some color to this picture? And see, these ones are smaller because they're far away. They look smaller when they're farther away. That's why these ones look so tiny over here. See how they look like, like if I put these footsteps, they're really far away. They're way back there, okay? We'll add some clouds up in the sky. Big fluffy clouds and little clouds, all kinds of different clouds in the sky. And I'll make it snowing. I'm just gonna use little circles for my snowflakes. You can draw snowflakes any way you like. Lots of ways you can draw snowflakes. I'm just using little circles. Okay. Well, my page is pretty full. I think I'm going to start coloring now. So I did all my outlines. I just drew the whole thing first, and now it's like I have a whole coloring book that I just made. Isn't that exciting? So I'm going to just start coloring this picture. And I'm actually going to turn my microphone off for a little while I'm coloring. And you can be drawing and coloring along with me, okay? So go ahead and work on your picture, and I'll let you know when we're almost out of time. I just found a color called Blizzard Blue. Does anyone know what a blizzard is? A blizzard is when it's like a storm of snow. There's so much snow and wind that it's just crazy and you can hardly even go out and do anything. That's a blizzard. It's kind of exciting sometimes. You stay home and you play inside. So I think that's appropriate for this picture. Maybe I'll use some Blizzard Blue. We did talk about how I could color the snow with some blue, right? Like the snow doesn't have to just be white. We can use some blue in the snow. So maybe that's how I'll use my Blizzard Blue. So maybe, like I put a shadow under the snowman, Maybe I just color near the bottom a little bit of blue. Maybe underneath the house a little bit. Maybe up by the hill. Just add a little bit of blue kind of around the edges of your snow to give it some shadows. You see how that works? It still looks like snow, but it's got a nice blue shadows in there. Just like I did with the clouds. The clouds are white and gray, but I add some blue for the shadows. Something that I learned from that painting that we saw earlier, what they did was they made the windows look like they're glowing inside. So I'm going to add some yellow to look like the lights are on inside, but also around the edges, a little bit of orange. Just to add that nice warm glow. It looks nice and warm inside. Maybe they're cooking hot cocoa in there. So one more special thing I wanted to show you, and this is kind of a surprise I was waiting for the very end. And this is a really good way to add some color into your winter drawing. Oh, before I do that, I forgot to color this window. I gotta do that. Make it look nice. So there's a really special thing that we can add to our winter drawing to add a nice pop of color. And so I want to talk about the sky, okay? So the sky, a lot of times my students just think, well, the sky is blue, so I'm going to color the sky blue. But really, the sky can be lots of different colors, especially if the sun is setting or if the sun is rising. The sky turns all kinds of pinks and reds and greens and oranges, all different colors, and it's so beautiful. So I'm going to add a sunset on this picture, meaning the sun's going down, and this is a way for me to get a little bit more color into this picture. So I'm going to start at the very bottom of the sky here, adding some purple. And I'm going to make that purple go into some red. The sky really does turn these beautiful colors when the sun goes down and when the sun comes up. It's quite amazing. And it's really fun to use in your art. I mean, why not make the sky all different colors? Why go with blue all the time when you could have all this going on? It's just going to make your artwork more colorful. And I'm using a nice bright orange on top of that red. And if you don't have colors with you, that's okay too. Your art does not need colors. There's plenty of beautiful art out there that doesn't even have color because the artist said, you know what, I think this one might look even better without color. So that's how I did my sunset. I went purple, and then a little red, and a little orange, and a little yellow. And then I kind of just left the rest of it white and blue. You see that? So now is the point where I could say I'm done, definitely. But I'm going to say, what else can I add? And what I think is I could take a darker blue and add some more shadows. Add some darker shadows. Like you see, I added some blue for these shadows, but I could go in with a darker one and just add a little more. I think that would be nice. See? A little more shadows. What else can I add? Oh, well, the bottoms of my pine trees or my evergreens could have some brown for the wood. What else can I add? Oh, this guy. I didn't finish coloring him. Okay. What else can I add? Oh, the sled. Give him a nice red sled. Beautiful. And I like this red, so I'm going to add some to my roof, too. Maybe my shovel could have some of that red. What else can I add? I don't know. I think that's going to be about it for me. I'm going to sign my name on the bottom. Okay. So, that was fun. We got to make a cool winter drawing, and we got to learn and think about all the cool things that happen in the winter time, right? And we learned some new coloring tricks, got some practice. So I want to make sure everybody knows you don't have to turn this one into me. Okay, last week's I did collect those because I collect one artwork every trimester. So I will let you know when you have to turn one in, but this one and most of the ones we do, you don't have to turn them in, you just go ahead and make them. Now you can send the pictures to me if you want. I do love to see your art. but you don't have to. This one will not be graded. This is just something to make. Okay? So I hope that you had fun. I know I did. This was great. I miss you all so much, but this does feel like, in a way, spending time with my students. Even though I'm here all on my own, I feel that I'm with you when I do this, and that's very special because I miss you all, and I love you so much because you are all such wonderful people, and I love to be around you. So hopefully we'll see each other soon, but in the meantime, keep making art, keep being awesome and kind, and enjoy the winter time. Okay, bye everybody.